Hey guys, happy Tuesday. There goes my puppy that I showed you last week. She's doing good. She's a puppy. So she is so tiny that we have a gate that we have in the hallway that's just right over there. And we got that for Gus, our dachshund, and so that he could eat back there, and Maggie, our dog that passed away, so she could eat in the kitchen. And there he goes. Gus! It's probably Amazon. They're bringing me something. They said by 11. They're already an hour late. But anyway, so we had the gate, and so we put her back there. Gus! And she is so tiny she could fit through it. So we have now got a mesh. We put, I mean, if you could see what is right next to my stamp room, it is boxes of boxes of paper towels, all this stuff. Big boxes, because we buy big boxes from like Sam's, and so we could push it up there and everything. And then we got a mesh gate, and she could fit through that. And so we're learning, but she's great. She's very sweet, and she has accidents, but not too bad, and she knows that she needs to go outside. So we're working on that. Okay, so this is a faux watercolor technique. I learned it years ago, and I saw some card reel. It wasn't even a Stampin' Up! Person making. You can see like right through there, and how to do it. And it's really easy. And we're going to make a card similar to this. We're going to use different colors, and I'm going to show you how to do it. It's pretty easy. And you can make your own background with it. But not only the background, the butterflies are using that same technique. Okay, so let's get started. All right. And here we go with all my text and everything else. All right. Get a little more light in here. Okay, so here's one I did. This is the first one I did. I did it with different colors, and so you can do all like tons of different types of colors and stuff. You just want to be careful, because obviously some colors, if it's still wet and you do it again, it can make it so that the colors can bleed together, and then they look terrible, of course. So what I did for this one was what I used was Petunia Pop and Bubble Bath and some Old Olive. I just did a little bit of Old Olive in a couple places, but Petunia Pop and Bubble Bath, that's okay because they're both pink, so they can bleed together a little bit. And this one I think I used the same colors, but then I also had like the Coastal Cabana there, and I just had to be careful to put it so it's not overlapping, because that on top of that, it's gonna be brown, obviously. That's how most colors, when they bleed together like that, they're brown. Okay, so what I used on this is the beautiful butterflies, which was in the mini catalog, and they're still available. So they don't say they're retiring, but I guess they're online now. So here's the stamp, and then here's the dies, and there's a hybrid embossing folder too, but we're not using that. And then the way I cut that white part is with the textured notes, which is an online also. I already stamped the butterflies. I stamped them 3 times, and I did it with Memento. And we're going to keep that over there. What we're going to do first is the background. Let me just, oh, goodness. Oh my gosh. So the colors I got today, I thought I would do yellow and blue. So I've got Coastal Cabana, Pool Party, Summer Splash, and Daffodil Delight. So we're gonna try it. I don't know if it's gonna work right. This is from the Floral Delight paper. So this Daffodil gingham paper, which I love, plaid gingham. I love that. So that's what I decided. This Designer Series paper on the back of this is from the Bumblebee DSP. So I just love the way that came out. So But this time we're going to do something a little different. Alright, so what I've got here to do the background is I've got, this is a laminated sheet. This is like back when I sold things in my house. I laminated these sheets. So you want something like that. I have a small one, but we're going to use the big one. And then I have a window sheet here. Okay, the window sheets that Stampin' Up! Sells. We're going to use that too. Alright, so in the paper, oh, here it is. We're going to die cut it with the textured notes, but I went ahead, this is just 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. I just use a big piece of paper. That way when you cut it, you can cut it so that you get whatever, you know, because once we start doing this, you may like certain parts of it better than other parts. The Summer Splash is pretty dark. It's, if you look at it compared to Coastal Cabana, it's really similar. So we'll see. Oh, okay. Just gonna do. And here's our pool party. And then after the light, I don't want to get that close to the other two. Okay. So, this starts off real pretty. I think I'm not going to do a Coastal Cabana. I think we'll just try it this way. I may not like it, may have to start all over, but we'll see. Okay. So, I've got one of my spritzers here, and it's just with water. I have it labeled. I keep one that's just water. And we are going to spray these like crazy. I'm going to wait on the yellow. Alright, so here is my window sheet. I'm going to pick it up. Trying to give myself some room here. See? Alright, so let's try the Summer Splash. Look at that. Isn't that cool? It gives such a, it gives it such a cool background, and it's never going to look the same no matter what you do. It's never going to look the same. Oh, that is really cool. Okay, so clear this off because I'm going to do the yellow now. You could even do this, you could do it on the glass mat too, but I just prefer to have something like this and then, oh, look, I already got some on there. Okay, that's okay, it's always going to look good. All right. All right. And this is just basic white, so it is really flimsy right now because of the water on it, but that's okay. We'll let it sit and dry up. So what do you guys think? That is a really cool background. You could do a sailboat on there. You could, and not all of this is going to get cut off. That probably needed a little more water. It's pretty dark up there, but that's all right. It still looks really cool. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to do it to our butterflies too. Okay, so you see that? Just kind of coloring those. Oh, that needs more water. And you don't need to color the whole thing. You don't need to make sure. I went back over it with blends to color in all the parts. Let's see. on this one. I may not need to color these in because this came out. So, I got on the back of that. There's our butterflies. So it's like a watercolor technique, but it's really easy. Let's do a little bit of yellow on this one right here. Look at that. Isn't that cool? Just gives it a cool little background, or coloring some like all right, this is, it's really wet. I should have used one of my chamois or something, but oh, my hands are going to be, and you could just put this in the sink and rinse it off. I mean, it's that's what's so great about using a non-porous system, thing like that, like laminated paper, or you could, like I said, you could do it right on the glass too. And I just keep all those together. I just paper clip them together and keep them in one of my drawers so that I have them all together at one time. Okay, so for Mother's Day, my husband, I shouldn't say my husband, it was my children, got me an Apple Watch. I've had a Garmin for over 3 years. So it's longest move streak. Okay, I don't even know what that means. Let's see. Oh, it's congratulating me on something. Goal achieved. All right, so for this one, you could see I did I did the biggest one. But for the card, I did a smaller one because I wanted some of the background paper to show. So we're going to stick with that. I think it's this one. Let me make sure. Yeah, it's this one. All right. It's still a little flimsy. Maybe like right there where you could... it's going to look good no matter what. I don't even know where my dogs are. Okay. I think that looks good, where you got a little bit of yellow in each. Got some up there, which was by accident. There, and a little bit right there. This is going to have way more color in the background than my original card. But like I said, if I went to do this again to make the exact same card that we're making right now, it's not going to look the same. And I think that's what's kind of cool about it. It's a technique that... There we go. Look at that. Isn't that cool? I was going to do other things to show you different ways I did it, but I just didn't have time. So I have some ideas, like with a sunset background for something. So, all right, so let's go ahead and die cut our butterflies. This is really wet. Here, well, look, you know what? I could use my heat tool on it too. That's another thing you could do. You could use watercolor paper for this, that's meant for that, but yeah, you can see it drying. Okay, there you go. There's another technique you can use your heat tool to dry it up. I don't know how well that tape's going to be on wet paper. It's mostly dry now. Okay, sorry, I gotta pick it up and look at it. the color goes outside the lines, which that is a typical thing of watercolor. So that's cool too. And these are going to look good no matter, even if you don't die cut them perfect. So if you look at my first card, some of them are not perfect, but the color goes all the way on the outside. So see, when I press it down like that, I can see. Oh my gosh. If you've watched any of my other videos or my lives or anything, I typically, when I am coloring an image and it's got a die, I stamp it and then I die cut it and then I color it, because you don't want, that turned out good. Okay, there's one of them. Got two more. And we got to stamp our sentiment too. I just always stamp them and then die cut them and then color them, because I like to, in case there's an error when die cutting. But for this, I don't really care too much, because there's color going outside of the lines. All right, we'll just hope that these are all okay. So you could use lots of different colors that don't need, that if you're using colors that if they bleed together they will look brown, you can do that. So what you do is like how I just did mine, but you wait for the other ones to dry, and you just be really careful not to overlap them, kind of like what I did with the yellow. And even though the yellow kind of overlapped, that yellow and blue makes green, so it's a little bit of green in there, but it's still, that's okay. That's why when I made the first card, I just did it. I was like, I'm just going to do like the same color, one light, one dark. So bubble bath, petunia. Okay, there's our butterflies. Now we're going to stamp our sentiment. I don't know what color to use. Okay. I'm just going to do the same thing that I had on this one, this happy birthday, but I even stamped it in Petunia Pop to prepare for this class, and then for this video, and then I was like, no, I'm going to do different colors. So I think I'm going to do, where's all my inks? I think I'll do Summer Splash. It's dark. You always want your sentiment to really show. Okay. And then the die for that is this one. It's also from the butterflies. Oh, I hope this is... Oh, it really wants to stick. Okay. And you can see in this one, I've got the iridescent gems or something on there, but they've got a lot of pink in them, so we're going to use something else. Not sure yet what. Die cut this, and then we're done with the die cut machine. Okay. There's our cute little birthday. I love it when I can can move that thing. Of course, there's something on the bottom of it. That's what happens to me every every video I do. I'm like, where did it go? And I'm gonna need, so look at that. Isn't that so cheerful? And if I do them the same way I did on that one, oh, look at that. Oh, I love that. I mean, I love that too, but I mean, I may like that even a little more. All right, where did my sentiment go? See, what did I just say? I lose some. Oh, here it is. I'm going to do it a little higher because it's going to put this down there. And I put these on dimensionals. Oh, that looks so pretty. I love that. I love it. I even thought when I was preparing for this video, I was like, I bet I'm going to like the blue and yellow more. All right, so what I did also do, I just thought of it. You can't really see it, I'm sure, on that, but we're going to use some Wink of Stella on those butterflies. Oh, here we got my bow already. All right, just to make them really shiny, sparkly. Oh, is any coming out? Oh, oh my gosh, did you see that? That's a lot. Just wasted some. That's okay. Make them a little sparkly. And then I also put some on the background. And I had a video on this. I know I'm going to end up... I got a blending brush here, and I've got it, it says Glycerin Wink. So what I do is I did a video on it, put glycerin in one of these little bottles. I have a link to those on my must-haves for crafting. And then I dumped a whole wink, dumped it in there. So you can make stuff sparkly. So what I do is I just take a little piece, an acrylic block, and just dump a little tiny bit, and I have a blending brush just for that. And then and it's really hard to tell, but it's a little sparkly now. Yeah, all the wink is down there, so it may not even be sparkly, but that's when you can do it on any color cardstock. You can make it look like glitter paper. Just gives it another little way to change what your paper looks like. Okay. I'm cutting a piece of basic white to put behind the yellow gingham. Okay. I cut all my designer series paper at 4 by 5 1/4. And not always, but for that, because you can get so much more out of it if you do that. And then you just layer it on another piece of cardstock. I need dimensionals, I need this, and I'm sure I'm going to think of something else, but it's pretty on the back too. But that would be, I don't know, that would be a lot. Although, I mean, that would look good, but for me, I prefer the more subtle. I don't even know where my dogs are. Nutella is now, she plays with Gus. Gus is our dachshund. He's going to be 3 in August. And she plays with him. They go crazy. Oh, that was one thing I wanted to mention. Gus, he is a big dachshund. We didn't think he would be this big. But when we took him to the vet a couple of weeks ago for his annual thing, the vet told me, he's like, he was 21.5 pounds last year, and he's 26.5 pounds this year. So he said he needs to lose weight. So, and I'm going to tell you this, my next door neighbor told me this, and then the breeder that we got Nutella from mentioned it too, and I never heard of it. Instead of treats, you give them frozen green beans. Buy a bag, like whatever grocery store you have. I bought a bag of Publix green beans, and when they've been good outside or something, you give them those, or we take them for a run where they go back and forth, and we give them a treat every time. Instead of treats, we give them frozen green beans, and the dogs love them. So yesterday was Nutella's appointment, and I brought Gus with me so I could weigh him. So he was 26.5. He is now 23. So between having a puppy, because we knew that would help him lose weight too, it's the frozen green beans, and we changed how much food we give him and stuff too. But oh, that is just so cute. Okay. Probably gonna but yeah, so he's lost 3.5 pounds in like a month. So I'm really happy about that. I just never thought that would be a problem with a dachshund. But I guess it can. Oh, I went flying. Yeah, my house is very quiet. They must be sleeping. And when they take naps, we have, I don't know, 6 dog beds all over the house. They love each one, and they sleep side by side. It's so cute. Alright, so we want this to go down here, right about there. So you can still see, I'm sure with the textured notes, it's got these like little designs around the edges. I love that. So that's what I did with this one, is I put it up higher so you could still see the ones on the bottom. So right about there. Oh, should put him up a little higher. Oh, so cute. All right, now we got to decide on the embellishments. I brought several over here because, like I said, on the pink one, I used those iridescent faceted gems, I think is what it is, because they have some pink and purple in them, so that's why I used them on that, but they wouldn't look right on this one. So let's see what I got here. I got some metallic gems, antique pearls, and I've got this. This is the birthday or party dots. I think that is pool party. We'll try that. I think these are still around. I don't know. I think they are. There, that's good. It goes over the yellow so you can see it more. And then one here, and then there's smaller ones, and we'll put those on either side of the sentiment. Cute. And then we've got the bow. Get a glue dot and scissors because I'm sure I'll have to cut some of that off. Oh, did I just break it? No, I didn't. Okay. It's going to be a short live video. It shows you how easy it is to make those backgrounds. Do it with any color. Okay, there's our bow. You don't want it hanging over too far. There you go. Oh, I changed. Oh, sorry, you're looking at me doing it. That's crazy. Here, I put a glue dot. I don't even know when that happened, so sorry about that. Behind the bow, and then I cut off some of it because it does hang over this sentiment, but it's not like you can't see. That's why I should have moved my mouse over the sentiment. So, isn't that cute? And then for the card base, probably daffodil would be good. I don't know if I have a daffodil. I have a lemon lolly. Let's see. I don't have it cut or anything, but let's see what this looks like. Yeah, that would look good. Or maybe even, I'm not sure. You could just do white. It would work too. But I've already got white on the background of that. So, I don't know. I think that might be good. But you don't need to worry about that. Okay, so there you go. That's how you make a faux background. Just with a non-porous area. And put your ink pad on it. Spray it with tons of water using I use the window sheets, a piece of window sheets. You could use other plastic, like this plastic that the embellishments come in. You could use that. And then put it on your paper. And it just gives a really cool, different kind of background. See, there's way more on this one than this one. But I just went a little crazy with it, but I love the way it looks. Okay. So, if you have any questions, you can let me know. I am going to work on some other ones this week where that you can actually different things besides butterflies on the front of it. It would be really cool for like I said, like a sunset background. So anyway, it's really easy. All right. I hope everyone's having a great day, and I'll see ya.